Welcome to Math with Professor V. Here is your latest integral of the day. It's a classic integration problem that you're going to see in a Calculus 2 class. So we have the indefinite integral of the square root of x squared plus 2x dx. So pause the video, try it on your own. I'm going to jump right in and we're going to use trig sub. But before we get to that point, I need to complete the square underneath the radical. That way I can figure out what's an appropriate trig sub to use. So we want to make x squared plus 2x a perfect square trinomial. In order to do that, I need to add 1. How did I know that? I take the coefficient on x, divide it by 2, and then square it. That's what I need to add. But you can't just go willy-nilly adding 1 places. So I'm going to subtract 1 as well. That way nothing illegal is going on. And then now this is a perfect square trinomial, so it can be factored as x plus 1 quantity squared minus, and then my constant 1 is just 1 squared. So anytime you have variable quantity squared minus constant squared, you use secant theta for your trig sub. So I'm going to let that entire variable quantity x plus 1 equal secant theta. And then differentiate both sides. So dx is equal to secant theta tan theta d theta. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and rewrite our integral all in terms of thetas. So we're going to have square root. First, let me write it out with the square completed and everything so you can see it easily. Okay, so that's underneath the radical now once we complete the square. And then I can replace everything underneath the radical with the following. So x plus 1, that's secant theta. So we're going to have secant squared theta minus 1. And then who is my dx? Dx is all of this, secant theta, tan theta, d theta. Secant theta, tan theta, d theta. Okay, where to go from here? It's pretty much the same every single time. The whole point of trig sub is so that you can use your Pythagorean identities and clean up the expression that's within the radical. So secant squared theta minus 1, that's tangent squared theta. Now keep in mind, when you have square root of tangent squared theta, that's not tangent theta, that's the absolute value of tangent theta. I just made a video on this. I'll link it in the description. However, whenever we do trig sub, we make sure that we restrict where theta is so that this trig function is guaranteed to be positive and we don't have to worry about keeping the absolute value bars. But generally speaking, be aware, okay? So then now we have what? Tangent theta times another secant theta tan theta sitting out there, d theta. Okay, from here you have a few options. The first thing that should pop in your head is, can I do a u sub? Because we know secants and tangents involve each other with their derivatives. So you think through your two options. If u is secant theta, du would be secant theta tan theta d theta. Do I have that? No, because one of the secant thetas would get absorbed as u. I don't have another one for the du. So abort mission, that won't work. Then you go, okay, what's my other option? U is tan theta, then du would be what? Secant squared theta d theta. Do I have that? No, I don't. Now, you don't have to actually write it out. You could just mentally check that if you feel comfortable. So then when those options don't work, I go, oh, let me play around with some trig identities because yes, this is tangent theta. So really I have tan squared theta, right? And who's tangent squared theta? Well, we just saw up above, tangent squared theta is, swap it out, secant squared theta minus 1 times this other secant theta, d theta. Perfect. Now from here, we can distribute this extra secant theta, and now we're left with integral secant cubed theta minus secant theta d theta. Okay. Integral of secant theta, we know it. That's one we memorize. I derive it in a video lecture, but it comes up so often, just memorize it. What about secant cubed theta? I have it memorized. I would encourage you to memorize it, but in case you haven't, I'll show you how you could evaluate it, okay? So integral secant cubed theta d theta, this is like a little side problem, okay? So what you do is you break it up into secant squared theta and then another secant theta, and we're going to do integration by parts. Now remember, when you pick u and dv, you have to be able to integrate v nicely. So I'm going to choose dv. You have to integrate dv. I said that incorrectly. I'm going to choose dv to be secant squared theta d theta, and u is just going to be secant theta. So then du, secant theta, tan theta, d theta, and then v is just tangent theta, right? This is one of those integrals that boomerangs. What do I mean? I'll show you. The original integral comes back to us. I'm going to call it I. This whole thing we're calling I. So I equals, now use your by parts formula. So u times v, secant theta, tan theta, minus integral v du, which is secant theta, tan squared theta, d theta. To get the boomerang to come back, don't do by parts again. You're going to use a trig identity. Replace this with secant squared theta minus 1, and then just distribute this secant through to it, okay? So then we have I equals secant theta, tan theta, minus integral secant cubed theta minus secant theta d theta. And now my integral has come back. Do you see it? So I equals secant theta, tan theta, minus, here it is, that's I, plus integral secant theta d theta. Well, think of it like some variable quantity you're solving for. I need I by itself. So add it over to the other side. So add I. So now I have 2I equals secant theta, tan theta, plus, oh, we know this integral. Yes, burn it in the brain. ln absolute value secant theta plus tan theta. And then at long last, divide by 2, right? So this is 1/2 secant theta tan theta plus ln absolute value secant theta plus tan theta. And then you just have to remember to add the plus c. Okay, so someone, actually a subscriber, told me that a shortcut or just a way to remember what the integral of secant cubed theta is that it is the average, right? Add them together, divide by 2, the average of the derivative and antiderivative of secant theta. And once I heard it that way, I could never forget it. And I tell my students that all the time. That's such gold. So thank you for whoever said that. I can't remember right now. But the point of it is, it does come up pretty frequently, not just in Calc 2, but even in your other math classes, say differential equations and whatnot. So here's the process. You know how to do it, but it's, it's a little tiresome. So if you can memorize the result and your teacher's okay with it, I would definitely do it. Okay, so here we go. So I know antiderivative of secant cubed. It's 1/2 secant theta tan theta plus ln absolute value secant theta plus tan theta, boom. And then minus, I need antiderivative of secant theta, which is again, ln absolute value secant theta plus tan theta plus c. Well, notice these are like terms. I have 1/2 ln of the same quantity as -1 ln. So let's combine them. So this is just 1/2 secant theta tan theta minus 1/2 ln absolute value secant theta plus tan theta plus c. Now we're not done. Don't get excited. It's triangle time. We got to go back to the original variable of the problem, which was x. And remember, we let x plus 1 be secant theta. So think of that as x plus 1 over 1. It's triangle time. So here's my theta. Secant is the ratio of the hypotenuse over the adjacent side. If you use the Pythagorean theorem, you can figure out that the missing side is square root x squared plus 1. So we're just going to use that triangle to bring it on home. So we've got 1/2 secant theta right here. Well, I know what that is, x plus 1. I don't even have to look at the triangle. You could, but you don't need to. Now, tangent theta, that's the ratio of the opposite. I should have said x squared plus 2x. My bad. Don't get upset. Don't get upset. I was going too quick, too fast, too furious. Okay, tangent is ratio of opposite over adjacent side. So that's going to be just square root x squared plus 2x. Minus 1/2 ln absolute value. Well, I already have the others, right? I already have secant theta, that's x plus 1, plus, and then tan theta, we got it. That's square root x squared plus 2x plus c. Okay. Wow, wow, wow. There you have it. Let's box it with pride. What a job well done. Now, if you have been meaning to work on your Calculus 2 skills, if you need a refresher, if you're preparing for next semester, or if you're currently taking Calculus 2 right now, I want to share something really exciting with you. I recently launched my own website, professorvmath.com, where you'll find comprehensive courses for Calculus 1, 2, and 3. I also have a Calculus 1 and 2 bundle and a 1, 2, and 3 bundle, and I'm working on differential equations and linear algebra. This is so much more than just the YouTube videos. You get structured courses step by step with guided notes to follow along and fill in while you watch the video lectures. There's also study guides, unit reviews, sample exams, problem sets, full solutions, and so much more. ProfessorVMath.com, you sign up once and you have lifetime access. So let me know in the comments how you solved this integral. Did you approach it differently than I did? And let's take a poll. Do you have the antiderivative of secant cubed x memorized? Yes or no? I'm really curious. And if not, hopefully this little trick of thinking of it as the average of the derivative and antiderivative will help it stay in your brain. Thank you guys so much for your support. I love you all. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Math with Professor V. Bye.